All right. Well, I'm just going to start chatting a little bit here. I'm mostly talking to the YouTube recording that I've got queued up on OBS. But this is going to be a daily auction. We're just starting out today, giving it a honest effort at moving some ENS, and really excited about the format that we're going to be doing this. So everyone hang tight while people pile in, and let's have some fun. Let's go into OnCyber. I'm going to go grab the link for the OnCyber and post it, pin it on here. Oop, and I better unmute. I'm going to unmute my PC station. I'm going to jump right in. Jump into this space with me, guys. So first off, welcome everyone. And I'm going to start throwing out invites to speak to everyone, especially Thread Girl, my all-time favorite ENS queen. And you guys, I want you to kind of help me set the tone here. I'm a little stressed about this because it's like I want it to go well. It's kind of hard work. It takes a lot of just different pieces, the streaming, the screen capturing, all the curating other people's ENS, getting them to approve you to do that, etc., etc. So just patiently bear with me as we learn together. My objective here is that you all would be able to do likewise. I want you guys to see what I'm doing and go, that's easy, like Monty Python, that's easy, and just take off doing it yourself, because I think this is the answer in the short term for a lot of us, to really be able to move some ENS. And really more important than that, just selling it, is sort of, I think, having a real understanding of the market, what the value is. So with that said, welcome Yaonique. How you doing? Welcome to the speaker panel. Glad to have you. You are one of our very first auctionees. I don't know. We were one of the first to run a domain through the auction, so it'll be cool to see how it goes. I just want to give it some time, let people come in here and talk about what we want to do and jump around the metaverse spot together before we jump into anything. So just thought we'd kind of say hello and chat for a bit. How you doing? And we got some more requests. What up? We got the one and only Maxi King is in the house as well. Welcome. Nice to have you. And yeah, Thread Girl, what's up? How's everything going with Domain Plug? Are you like marketing every day, getting ready for launch, or what's the story? How are you? Is everybody rugging? Is everybody in the house rugging out? Oh no, she's got kicked down to speaker again. Dang it. Well, it's really cool. I think just to have some -10s roll in. I know -9 have been talking about throwing some domains on here. I sent you a custom link, -9, so I can curate your assets. And just to let everyone know, you're invited to co-host with me as well, buddy. Just to let everyone know about a little bit, how it goes with the on-cyber curation and stuff. There's a delegation option where if I know your ENS, your wallet address, I can just plug it in and say generate link, and then I can hit you with that link. And you have to connect your wallet to OnCyber, as you will have to do in order to place a bid on anything as well, or to interact in the OnCyber environment with your digital identity. So you're going to be hooked up to OnCyber, anyway. And then that link just basically says like, okay, I approve this person to curate my assets in their gallery. But as to my knowledge, it's like no kind of permission, right? That would make no sense at all. It's like give everyone spend authority with just to curate. So it's like on their centralized servers that the permissions are granted when it comes to this type of a deal. What's up, Meownique? Are you able to join us, or are you having issues? What's up? Yeah, it's cool to have you, man. Thank you for, going through the process with me. You're kind of like the test pilot case of how to do it. So hopefully it wasn't too tricky. What did it look like on your end? Fantastic. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how smoothly the experience is gonna be. Like I'm literally totally comfortable with us not auctioning a single thing and just having a conversation today. If we learn the right things and iterate towards having a more better experience tomorrow. But the idea here is like right now for my station, I'm like lagging really hard. It's ugly. But I'm also screen capturing and I'm on like a pretty low resource machine actually that is not really designed for this kind of thing. So I think I may end up just doing this from my laptop in future, which is kind of like a gaming laptop. It's got some power. But even so, like when you're trying to screen capture and do all the rest of it, you kind of want to be plugged into the Ethernet. You kind of want to be in a position that's comfortable to work from. So I'm kind of working it out on the logistics end at this moment, and as much support as I can have to make it successful is just going to be really, you saw, if anyone here saw, I was really inspired. I was kind of working in this direction for a while. I've been curating these on cyberspaces and things for a while, and everyone feel free to please jump in. The link is at the top, pinned here, for oncyber.io/daily auctions, which will bring you right into my little abode. And from here, I've got all these different portals, that will take you off any different place that I've kind of like accumulated a few different spots. I've got a historical NFT museum with a lot of some modern art and other things in there too, actually. And then the Friday night happy hour bar is linked up here, and my gated ENS vault room. It's actually not gated at the moment, but the B card arcade. So that's like my link in from the B card space. It's just right into my Atari arcade space. That's a cool one. And another ENS vault. I don't know why this door is not linked up. I don't know. It looks like maybe that's just lagging. Or I may have inadvertently actually deleted that space earlier. I was cleaning out my list. So, and then if anyone else has jumped into the on cyber, the very last door over here, you could see it. King Maxi. King Maxi's in here jumping around with me. Is the Skull Cave. And so the idea here behind what I'm doing and what I want to share with you guys is kind of a vision for how we can provide some value and start having some market discovery with our ENS, is to gate at a few different levels. So the first thing is kind of like welcome everyone in, to the daily auctions on cyber.io/daily auctions. And then the second thing is, we hold the auction in here. These are the domains that I intend to auction today, and they look hideous. It's really sad actually the way that Windows is formatting the keycaps. So they kind of look. I even thought about like screen capping them in their nice formation and uploading them as polygon assets so that they would look nice in here. But I decided that that was like disingenuous and not the spirit of what we're doing, and just kind of like be creating assets on chain that would have served no purpose in the future. So rather than do that, I just thought, I'd just explain it. All of us who know the ENS keycap market know kind of what this looks like from a PC as opposed to from mobile. And even right here, like, it's just in different contexts, it'll format a little differently with the keycaps. So anyone who's into the keycaps, who's going to be bidding on keycaps, I figure you probably already know the story on kind of how this looks. So the idea would be to start, moving from left to right with -213 as the first item that we would auction. That's zip code, I think, in Los Angeles, or an area code rather. So that's kind of a cool. I think the area codes have some interesting value, especially if it's a nice flex. And also, claim tickets was one from Meownique. I want to throw a wild card in on this first. What up, Shills? Shills just jumped up. I better shut up and stop monologuing and say hi to my friend. Sorry I didn't see you there. How you doing, my guy? We've been trying to connect forever. It's great that we connect in this context, because I understand you're working on, also bidding and stuff with Ubid. So, like, yeah, it's great to have you here, man. How you been? How's that going, by the way? Well, my respect for you is so deep, man. I just really appreciate you. Thank you. I want to thank you for doing that, by the way. I want to do these every day, basically, at least Monday through Thursday is what I'm gonna like hard commit to, and then I'm gonna try to do them once it becomes habitual and easy, and I don't have this horrible lag that I'm experiencing right now, which is pretty intolerable. Then at that point, I think it'll just be like muscle memory, just like pop it on, get it going, look at the list. I'll have a list with some floor prices on it, allow people to kind of dynamically access that and adjust the floor prices that are reasonable for them. So, I mean, it's about experientially co-creating the context and the format for us all to do this. You know what I mean? I don't want to have like necessarily any kind of like ownership over this process at all. It's really about like us stumbling forward, because I think that the way that's going to go is that we together collectively, everyone in this room and everyone who winds up here, will more or less constitute like the ground level like metaverse explorers for the next bull run. Like we'll be the ones saying, hey, group of friends and people joining in my project and community who are newer than the cluster of us here now during the bear market. This is how we use on cyber, and this is what we've been doing with the auctioning, and et cetera, et cetera. So kind of like hope that rather than that we would kind of clone this out, so that if you guys have domains that you want to market, that you're able to do that. So I want to say hey to Digivatar, and shout out the Soonbirds as well. The Soonbirds project is super dank. CCO kind of creative spin-off on Moonbird's kind of and with some amazing pixel art, with some amazing animated features. And I just got in there, and last night I was just really appreciating some of the stuff that has been revealed. So I want to invite everyone to always follow along with Digivatar, who we got our first start collecting ENS together a few months back. We went on some. Actually, we got James Bond held in tandem, and a few other real cool grails and things. So Digi's just been a friend and an ENS, especially an Ethmoji homie who sees the value and the artistic value in Ethmojis. And it's crazy how that is too, by the way. If you guys don't know, like Coldy has been interested in this too. A lot of the artists, creative, innovative artists in the space are feeling the emojis and stuff. So that's a pretty cool thing. And so thank you for being here, my guy. And you're invited always to come up and chat. Artificial is in the house rocking the bin sick. It's great to have everyone here. I see Fireball chilling. Fireball is going to be co-hosting the Shark Tank Las Vegas tomorrow. So I just want to set the tone right. Like you guys are not like the peanut gallery. You guys are the elite crew here, and my goal is for each of you, I'm going to give you guys, access, because after a certain point, nobody's going to be allowed to go through. If you're in the on cyber with me, there's only a couple of us here, and honestly, it's like so slow on my end. I'm really sorry about that. Looks like some people are chopping up some messages in there. Hey, brother n0vax, thanks for hosting. Cool space. Just wanted to pop in real quick before dinner and check your grails. That's so cool, man. I know people are using the chat, within this space here. I've got some of my 3D assets as well that you guys could check out. I've got a 3D Friday Night Happy Hour drank bottle here that I've scaled up to tremendous size, and a bicycle, piano, box of cigars, plant, and probably a number of other things that are hidden away in here. And the idea here is, as we're selling these 3D assets in the future, we'll auction those as well. So we're not just going to be all about ENS. Me personally, for my brand, I'm going to do more than ENS because I think it's necessary now, but in the future I think we're going to have a lot of opportunity to market 3D assets and all kind of stuff. But I just basically want to invite you guys to be a part of this, and that's what I was going to say, was that at a certain point over here, you're not going to be able to go into the skull cave. I'm going to put a token gate by pasting the link for the OpenSea. It's just that easy with OpenSea, so I'm really trying to invite you guys to do this too. But I can token gate based on with any collection just by copying and pasting the OpenSea collection link. So what I'll do is just paste in the Cyber Crypto Skulls collection link into the details on that space for the skull cave, and at that point the door is closed. And so if you guys want to come into the post-auction, the private reserve auction, then you'll need to have a Cyber Crypto Skull in order to do that. And the floor on those is like super cheap. It's like 0.004 or something right now. So it's a cool time to try and, if you're interested in kind of growing with this Cyber Crypto Skulls community, to check out, what's there on the floor. There's some cool stuff on the floor actually. Now, and I want you guys to think that way too. We got -9 in here with the moonbats. You can have ENS auctions, you can have moonbat auctions, within your space like you guys do. And he's the one who actually inspired me with the scavenger hunt kind of vibes. And they'll hide stuff around their space and have everyone go and look for it. And whoever finds it wins it or whatever. And just think of how cool that gets with 3D assets too. Like this piano right here in the on-site, where I could put that anywhere and then make it a thing where you got to find it and get a screen capture and post the screen capture on the Twitter space, and then you win the piano, which also has an augmented reality experience associated with it, so that you can put the piano in your living room if you want, or you can scale it down tiny and put it on your kitchen table, whatever you want. It's just a fun and just unique kind of a functionality that we get. So I'm going to open it up to everyone on the speaker panel to give your thoughts and everything. I am prone to monologue and stuff, so I really don't want to just bore everyone to death, and I want to get into an auction if that's what we're going to do today. But first I want to kind of take the temperature, see if we've only got a few people jumping around the space, so I definitely don't want to queue up an auction of any of these super epic domains. Some of them are like 3-digit negative palindromes and things, and I really just don't want to even press go on an auction until the vibe is right and the table is set. So for me, this is more about like learning together and starting a culture of doing this regularly. But yeah, what do you guys think? Iraq, are you able to jump in? I see you took the mic. Thank you so much, man. That's really cool. I appreciate you being here. I love the moonbats. I'm a VIB now. I'm a very important bat. I was generously welcomed in. I love It's See My G. I can't believe how many good friends I'm meeting and building relationship with. That'll be so dope for the bull market. Like these are the foundational things, and Digi and so many people even in this room, Fireball, Artificial, 989, -0, so many friends in here. And check it out, ENS Espanol just rolled in, following you. Mucho gusto. Ándale pues, we got basically unos nombres de español en un otro día. So, entonces muchos nombres aquí. Viendo muchos nombres. Creo que es posible. So if you guys feel me that I've got El Pago and I've got what else do I have? I've got Ensueño with the Inye and without singular and not. And so I really am excited about having topical daily auctions every day. And I want to just really quickly say that what kind of inspired this for me anyway was like I just had struck out on Shark Tank. I like winded up a big pitch and I just fell flat on my face. And then I was like, I need to sell some domains and I don't want to wait for another week to maybe fall on my face again. So I just said, okay, I'm going to take this into my own hands, my own responsibility. I'm the one who registered all this stuff, thinking that it had value. Now I got to prove my thesis is does it have value? And so I think having an auction is the right way to do it, and seeing that it go well with 008 and stuff and Dylan Meter and all the 30 plus people who rolled in there. I thought, shoot, if it's right, if it's promoted right, and you have the right curation and the right community around it, then I think we can have success in this, and I think it can be more than just something that serves me. I think it can actually be a lifeline for people who are like otherwise maybe going to lose this stuff. So let's try to really view it through that lens of like, let's create some community adoption, onboarding, knowledge and education, and then let's see if we can't also try to understand the value. The main thing that we pushed out in the like marketing and promotion of this event was negatives, negative club domains. So that's why you see on the wall like mostly negative stuff up here. So I wonder if you want to jump in 12012, aka -9, homie from the Neg 10 Club. I wanted to put up some of your negative words as well because I think the negative, and obviously I just have some negative domain, Ethmoji digits up here right now. The only negative digit that I have, I'm not trying to sell it. But I know you had some negative words, some hyphen prefix words. So if you want to check your DMs, I did send you a link to give me approval. I don't think it'll happen today to auction them, but I think for the next time, when we get back in here tomorrow, see what we could do. I'm gonna, make a few changes to my setup so we have a little bit more streamline on the bandwidth. But I think we could auction a name today. And I think we could have success with it. I want to invite Fireball up if you want to chat a little bit about what you're thinking. I mean, some of this is like kind of like you're seeing behind the curtain, like a lot of the times when you're trying to do an auction, you might have like all kind of stuff pre-agreed upon. We did speak about, and we don't have a lot of great market data. That's another thing about this. Part of the reason why there's need for a negative auction is because we don't really have visibility in the big marketplaces right now. But great job everyone getting on that ENS vision post today, that like survey question, like which would you like to see? We killed it with the negatives, didn't we? Good on you, negatives. Crushed it. What up, Fireball? How's Vegas, man? Right on, man. Fireball is a true legend, and hopefully he'll be meeting up with January Walker out there. I know she's out in Las Vegas right now we were talking about, coordinating something. Sounds like he's always working behind the scenes as well on something bigger. If you thought you had something lined up, then he'll tell you he's got another plan. So I think Fireball is basically one of those guys that, everyone in here should follow him. He doesn't have a huge following on Twitter, but the guy is so legendary. He's gonna be a source of a lot of alpha. So get in his DMs too and try and connect with him. This is a good friend and one of the foremost, I think, domain investors in the space. I mean, sincerely, one of the top ones that I know. Top collectors, got the right mind for it, and just impressed all around. So anyway, thank you. Your support means a lot, man. And yeah, I mean, it's totally true though. I mean, when you see like what you've been doing, it's so impressive, and it's a hard game to play, and we all know that. It's a lot of the stuff we're registering or buying on secondary. It might not have the value that we thought, and we're discovering as we go along. We refine our ability to see value too, and this is a part of that. This is a part of that process. So please jump on in. I think I'm alone in my room here on Cyber, just alone, like with a wall of grails. Are they grails or not? I guess if you can't sell them, they may not be graily. But also at the same time, if you can't sell them, maybe that's because they are so valuable that there's just such a small market for them, and you don't want to let them go for less than they're worth. Or they're not being discovered. And I think it's a little bit of everything. So with that said, I'm going to start off looking at the market data for the floor price on the negative Ethmoji digits. I think that's a great place to start, and that was one of the things that Fireball and I kind of spoke about a little bit before, before getting moving on this. We wanted to say, like, what's a reasonable, how do you even determine what a reasonable floor price is, or what a reasonable reserve price would be for some of these assets where there's just not a lot of info on the secondary market for them. So for the short term, we do have normalized the negative 999 club, the negative Ethmoji 999 club. So that's one spot where we can get a little bit of real-time data. And so looking at that right now, I just want to, it's not the cleanest, most perfect thing, but it does kind of give you some semblance of an understanding. So anyway, there's a link here. Let's get it for you guys so you can go there too. It's just Ethmoji-999.eth.limo, and yeah, forgive me for not posting it in the comments, but if somebody else heard that and is able to, it'd be really helpful. I kind of have my hands full here, but it's Ethmoji-999.eth.limo, and that will redirect you to the ENS Vision page, where you'll be able to see the floor price on these 3 digits. So the 3-digit that which are not palindromes or anything special, any repeating or anything, just like floor price. 3 digits right here is 0.0138, and that's for negative 673. So negative 673 in keycaps, and I'm going to pull this data over here onto my screen capture so that that's shown and represented. I think that'll be an important part of what I'm doing for fairness and transparency, to show the data sources of where we're starting on these. But it looks like the floor price is 0.0138, and so I think as an auction bid, Fireball and I had discussed kind of starting at about 20% below the current floor, which I think is an interesting idea, just to provide that value in the auction, to say this is cheaper than you could grab one of these on the open market right now, at least to start, and then we can see if people want to bid up above that for a particular number that they may see as having additional value. So let's say 0.0138 times 0.8 is 0.011, and so I'm just going to go ahead and start off with negative in the chat here. So the bidding can go ahead and happen in the text chat on OnCyber. So everyone here who's in the text-based chat on OnCyber is eligible to bid. There's probably only like 3 or 4 of us, so let's not put too much pressure on ourselves. But if you guys are feeling any of these digits, negative 213 Ethmoji is the first one we're going to start off with, and the reserve price 0.011, negative 213 Ethmoji, reserve price 0.011, And now we'll shift gears into auctioneer mode. And everyone in the house, -0, ENS Espanol, Joshy, Artificial, Rancid, everyone in the house on the Twitter space. You guys can join us on Cyber on mobile. Super cool, and we really invite you to. It's just neat to see. I want you to see it's my domicile. I've got my maxis in there. I got all my all my cool domains. I mean, it's just a fraction of what I have, but it's just a little spot. Yo. Oh, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's phoning it in the bids. Okay, I'll accept a phone-in bid from Digi while you're running, and you know the value of 213 because you know Los Angeles. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the reserve price is 0.11, and so I guess you're just going to raise your little placard for a 0.11. All right, cool. Thank you, Digi. So we got 0.011 bid from Digivatar right on while running. Digivatar. So your running bids are those, those count for more. That's amazing, man. I really support you I respect you for supporting us even while you're out running. It's really cool, man. Thank you. So Digi likes the -213. If you don't know, 213 is a Los Angeles area code, so it's kind of a cool little thing. If anyone else is interested in bidding up, yeah, what's up? Digi's training for marathon at this moment, aren't you? So it's an OG. It's an OG area code. Get in here if you guys are interested in 0.011 is the current bid for -213 keycap. And just to remind you guys, these are normalized, so there's no issue with them, as far as the normalization goes. There's a little cross formatting kind of on Windows. In certain circumstances, they format with the little boxes adjacent to the numbers, which is not ideal. But that's the case with all the keycaps. And so I just want to go ahead and give everyone the opportunity to get themselves into the keycap club. We're going to be auctioning a few negative keycaps. You can see there's some palindromes here as well. -272, also an area code. -305, I believe that one's also an area code. I hunted some valuable area codes. And then 929, also a palindrome. And -65, a 2-digit, and -99. So I want to remind everyone that the supply for 999 palindromes is only 100. There's only 100 palindromes in the 999. So that's a good thing to be aware of. -0 has jumped up. What's going on, -0? Oh. Artificial just put in a bid for 0.012. So I didn't put a. I guess you can outbid anyone by any amount. So I don't have any rule on that. But I didn't even announce. Yep. Okay, 0.013 bid from is -0. Thank you for your bid. That's amazing. You got to know the value of a Los Angeles area code, especially. Okay, Digi's coming back hot. 0.015 counter bid from Digi. I'm typing these in the chat as well, everyone, just for transparency and sake. That's approaching zero. It's approaching the floor price, past the floor price. The floor price on three characters right now for starting with on the -673 is 0.0138. Just to remind you, and it's a thin floor. The third or fourth one is already at where we're at, 0.015, and then it shoots up to 0.02 pretty quickly in about 12 buys, and we'll be at a 0.02 floor. So this is a great steal, I think, for that price. So well played. If anyone else wants to bid, now is your time. I'm going to start closing this one down. So get up and take a stage. I don't know if maybe I should make somebody else a -9. I'm going to give you a co-host role in case I'm flaking out on letting anybody come up and speak. If anyone's trying to speak. Also, anybody wants to place a bid via the text-based chat feature on Cyber, follow the link above here to daily auctions, oncyber.io/daily auctions. Without further ado, I'm going to have to give this one right here 2 digi, and going once, 0.015, unless negative 0 wants to come in here and try and fight it. Try and fight for that beautiful 213. Going twice, negative 213 Los Angeles area code for 0.015. Going thrice, and sold to Digivitar while he's training for a marathon on his run. Throw up the emojis for Digi. That's what we wanted. We wanted a sale, and it sold for above the floor, and that's the only thing to me that matters at this moment. That's my digit. And you know what I'm going to do with the money? Honestly, I'm such a degen. I'm going to work this out with you, Digi. We're going to swap it, and I'm going to go get myself some Soonbirds. All right, that's how this is going to go. I snatched it before you could get there. All right, so sold on the chat. I'm saying sold to Digivitar. And I want to remind everyone to please check out everything Digi does. I'm not patronizing. I'm not hyperbolizing. The guy is a wizard of pixel art. But more than that, pixel art is a very small piece of what he can do. He's almost at risk of being pigeonholed as a pixel art artist because he's so good at it. But there's a lot more. The guy does some video editing that is next level. He's got motion graphics skills, and he's on this dev path too, where he's really developing his developer skills as well. So I just want to say to Digi, much respect and love to you. Thank you for coming to the auction, and hope that you have much success with the Soonbirds. I know this community right here is I hope you can gate something that you do in OnCyber by Soonbirds, so we can have a little clubhouse that's just for us. Maybe even just by Digivitar Soonbirds, if we could figure out how to do that. Or whatever you want to do. So this can be part of a larger, community venture together where we're kind of linking up our OnCybers to one another. I'd love to give Digi a door from my OnCyber into his. That's an expression of friendship in my metaverse community. It's like, here's a door to my house. All right, let's move on to the next domain. Negative 213 is sold, and I was trying to be mindful of the time. My wife reminded me. She said, how long are you going to do this? People are going to get tired of it, so forgive me. I'm going to try and wrap us up right on the hour. So we got another 23 minutes, and so I'm going to just get moving right along. I feel like it might be good to go to another digit before we hit a wild card. That's what I was thinking. So I'm going to jump now over to negative 305, and I'm just going to look up really quick what this is, because I know this is a zip code. I thought it was like Colorado or something, or not zip, but area code. 305 area code. It's Miami. Hey, the very southern tip of Florida, right into the Keys. The 305. Dang, I don't want to give this one up. Is that one in my bag? I better click on it and see what the info says, because that looks like one that I might have snapped up. It's a little bit laggy on my side on OnCyber, but yeah, negative 305 is a real cool area code. I like that a lot. I wish we had more Florida people in the house, because a Miami area code, I mean, ooh, I'm reluctant to start auctioning that off right now with such a small crowd in here. But for the love of the auction, we're gonna do it. All right, negative 305. We just started off. I guess the floor still right where it was. Somebody had just listed for 0.0137, so the floor on negative 3 digits in Ethmojis just came down by a tiny bit. Somebody just dropped one, undercut it by a smidgen. So if anyone's looking for deep value on the negative 3 digits, negative 518 just popped on the floor there on the ENS. And the way that you're going to get to that link for the kind of pseudo club, because we don't have a filter on ENS just yet, but it's just remind you guys to get there. It's Ethmoji, ETHMOJI -999.eth.limo, and that will redirect you to the ENS search criteria that will let you see the floor price as I'm seeing it here. So there we go, negative 0.0137. We're going to start the auction for this negative 305 Miami area code. Since it's mine and I don't want to do I'm just going to do it anyway. Just to practice our methods here and make sure we're doing things right. So we got 0.0137 times 0.8 is just 0.11. I mean, it's just under 0.11, so it's hardly moved. 0.011. Any bids starting? I'm going to open up the auction for negative 305 Ethmoji keycaps now. This is an emoji negative sign followed by 3 keycaps, numbers 305, which is the area code for Miami, Florida. I'm going to start the bidding at 0.011. Anyone have a bid on negative 305? You can drop it in the comments in the OnCyber, or you can... What's up, Artie? Or you can just drop it here verbally. That's fine, too. Any Floridians? I know we got some Floridians part of the community. No bids. Negative 0 got a hand up. What's up, negative 0? Yes, sir. There it is. Oh, look. And ENS Inside has jumped in. Artie's dropped in at 0.011. Thank you for your bid, Artie. Negative 0, did you want to up your bid above Artie, or are you good? Give me that one, too. Artie and negative 0 are they're locked in a battle of the ETH Satoshis. It is negative 11. It has been surpassed by the negative 0.012 bid. Artie, now is your chance to snag Florida, Miami, Florida. You will be the king of Florida. You'll hit the beaches. Everyone will say, "Who are you?" You'll say, "I'm negative 305." And you know you have a lot of street cred in Miami with that one. Anyone else want to join the fray? 0.012. Okay, ENS Inside. Artie is back again. 0.013. He's come back up and topped you a negative 0. I appreciate your bid, negative 0, but you're going to have to do better than that if you want to beat Artie. Artie is a true gangster. He's rocking the bin sick. He does not like to be outbid. Negative 2 coming at us from California. Probably thinking about casting a bid now, I can tell. Just looking at his alien, he looks like he's ready. Artificial has jumped up the speaker panel. Do you want to manually, verbally bid on this one as well? You know, I've been to a lot of horse auctions. I live in the Central Coast, California, and for a number of years, you know, earlier in my 20s, I did a lot of work at the Cal Poly Equine Unit, the 40 stall. I fed a lot of horses, administered a lot of ivermectin to horses, and just, you know, all kinds. So anyway, in the process, I saw a lot of horse bidding and auctioning. So even my girl I was dating at the time was taking an auctioneering class where they teach you how to speak like that and all that stuff. It's actually like a collegiate, you know, like discipline, learning how to be an auctioneer apparently. So anyway, that's funny. Yeah, this one is at 0.013 and already has the lead on it here. So unless someone else wants to join into the competition here, this Miami zip code may be going to Artie. We have Artie once, 0.013 for the negative 305. Artie twice, and Artificial is... Oh, he's taking it. He's taking it home. That one's going. That's what's up. He's gonna be a nice guy. He can't mop up everything. He's already got so much treasure. Negative 0 is sitting on a mountain of treasure. Sold. I love typing that. What's up? Oh, sick. That's great. And it's good your first negative is normalized. We've expanded the club. So part of what we're doing in a way is kind of a marketing effort if you think about it, you know, by bringing new people in and letting you know what we're up to. A lot of us are into these negatives. They will become well known in the very near future. And we actually have negative 0 in the house who's basically been the progenitor of this understanding of the minus symbol, the emoji minus symbol. He's like, dude, this is like legit negative. This is like a minus, like type in math on your emoji keyboard and this symbol comes up. Like this is the minus sign. At that moment I was like, yeah, let's go. So I really love the negatives. I think it's a cool thing. Well, I think we better move on to claim tickets just for a little break in the monotony, just to go to something in wild card, and then we'll hit up a palindrome. I'm really curious to do some price discovery on the palindromes in this environment. I'm really curious what that's going to look like. So let's go over to claim tickets first. I do have a floor price. This is one that Meownique had put up to bid today. So this is my first time having curating somebody else's assets. It's a lot easier than I had even thought it would be. So it's quite nice. And claim tickets has a reserve. Okay, it's listed right now on OpenSea for 0.2 Ethereum, and it has a reserve price of 0.001 0.06. Okay, so Meownique would like to give this a go, and I think that claim tickets has some value. It's a 2-word. We know that ticketing is going to have some big role to play in the metaverse and in the Web3. So I want to start us off with our claimtickets.eth bid here. Excuse me, claimtickets.eth auction, and I'm going to type in the chat here for everyone to see. Claimtickets.eth reserve starting at 0.06. And do we have 0.06 on claim tickets? Is anyone willing to join the ticketing party with a 0.06 bid for claim tickets? I think there's a few different ticketing, homies in the space. Meta Ticket with Miss Marvel. She inspired me to get a few ticket domains. I think ticketing is an interesting genre, interesting subcategory. Claim tickets right now for this small audience for 0.06 doesn't look to be drawing any bids just yet. So I might have to put this one on the back burner unless somebody pops in with the bid. I'm not sure what the best way is to try to communicate the value of claim tickets other than to say you might search tickets and see if you can find any recent transactions, or if you look at the appraisal value for claim tickets on the SD bot or on any of the appraisal tools. We may want to develop our skill set here on the real-time appraisals so that we can have a few people kind of chiming out, shooting out, on this bot I'm seeing this value. That's fine. I would like that. I think it would be really helpful for everyone in the room to have most data possible. Sometimes that could work against a buyer or a seller, but it's not the point. And the point is to try to communicate what we know and try to get closer to the real value of all the things that we do here. So claim tickets, I'm going to let it go unless we have a starting bid, 0.06. I think we might have overshot it with the reserve, Meownique. And at this point, I'm going to go to Meownique. I'm going to ask you, Meownique, do you want to come down on the reserve and see if we can start the bid over, or do you want to go ahead and just let this one ride and hang on to it? Okay, fantastic. Why don't we do this? If anyone's interested in claimtickets.eth, we got Meownique right here in the Twitter space. You can hit him up. Looks like his DMs are open. Yes, I can. At least you're following me, so I can DM you. But if anyone wants to shoot you a message with an offer on claimtickets.eth, he's looking for around 0.06 as a starting price for that, but he's willing to come down. So maybe shoot him an offer if that's a domain that looks of interest to you. Right on. Thank you, Meownique. It's really cool to have you, and I really respect you, and I think that your domains that you sent me are pretty cool. And as soon as I have a topic, like a 2-word day, because you had some really cool 2 words, so if we do a 2-word auction day, I think we'll just stack yours up and run with them, and we'll have some experience here to know kind of where are we at in the ballpark with the pricing. So I think count this as a win. All right, so moving on over to negative 272. Maybe actually I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go over to Fireball's 929 because not only is 272 a zip code, but it's also a palindrome. So it's kind of a double whammy, Negative 272 is a zip code and it's a palindrome. So I kind of want to maybe hang on to that one. That one's in my wallet, so I want to hang on to that one and see if we get a bigger audience on that. So if it's all right with you, Fireball, if you're still hanging with us, looks like he's moved on. But Fireball did want to auction off a couple domains, if we had a reasonable, crowd here. It was placing bets. So it looks like we have some people are interested in the negatives. And we got 11 minutes to go. So I say we just roll on strong with negative 929 and see if we can generate a sale for Fireball. That's somewhere reasonable to what he's looking for. And if not, I think these domains are going to have a lot of value in the coming days. So this is kind of a fire sale. What's going on here right now is really about price discovery and exploration. So take advantage of it if you guys have a little bit of liquidity. This is a really cool exercise. I'm actually really enjoying this. All right, so the negative 99 club for palindromes is a little bit harder since we don't have the market data. I just have to kind of click on that link again that I was saying earlier, Ethmojis-999 n0vax.eth.limo. And thank you, -0. I assume that was you putting those together and registering those and linking them out in the content field. I don't know if that was you for sure, but I saw that you had, I always go back to your post with them there, and it's really useful. And the way that I look for the palindromes in that is just like scroll down looking for the first palindrome to kind of find the floor, since there's not a really ideal way to search them otherwise at this moment. And I'm not seeing one below 0.02. It's so cool of the link, because the links, they redirect to the Ethmojis search, otherwise the links kind of break and stuff. So that was such a clever way to do it. I mean, the fact that it works is impressive. So I'm stoked on it. I hope that we're able to do that for a lot of other emoji domains, in the transitional period. But, I'm not seeing the palindromes come up for, let me know, guys. Like, click on that link. Tell me, please, help me out. I'm trying to juggle a lot of things, but I don't see, I don't see a palindrome on here for under, 0.08? Am I wrong? Not even that. I don't know if anyone's going to be ready to bid that at this moment. I just don't see one. Let me know if you guys do. Where's the first one? Where's the floor on 3-digit negative palindromes right now? .005. No way. No way. 272 I had listed for 0.35 apparently. Just sitting there. But yeah, I don't see the floor on that must be it. I think I have the floor. That's so funny. I'm pretty sure I'm the floor. And that one just sold for quite a bit less. So that one is technically not the floor. The next one up would be 272 at 0.35. So it looks like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm putting this on the screen capture too, so that it's visible on the video, on the screen capture I'll upload later. But -272 at 0.35 ETH seems to be the floor on -3999 palindromes at this moment. So that is actually kind of a shocker to me. I looked at it earlier. Somebody must have snapped those up. I don't know. Maybe if somebody was on this and saw them, floating down there lower. And I think so. Well, let's just open it up just for the why not. If anybody wants to throw an offer for 292, right now the present floor on 3-digit -999, it's good to know it. I feel awful about having just sold one for actually I didn't. It was an area code, fortunately. But gosh, I didn't really realize just how how diamond-handed they were. Let's just try it out. What Fireball said was he wanted to do 20% below the current floor to start the bidding. So that would look like, let's see, we'll close the, yeah, I think that's going to be, did we say 0.035? And 0.035 times 0.8 is 0.0, or not 0.0, but 0.28. Yeah, so 0.28, gosh, if anybody, I didn't realize they were so expensive. I feel bad because I know a lot of people didn't come, today to be rolling that hard into the negatives, but I think they have the value, and especially the palindrome. There's 100 of these, so it would make sense that they would command the price that the holders are not letting them go. So let's start off 0.28 ETH for -999 palindrome. 929 I think was the one. Yeah, 929. Thank you, Rancid. What is going on? 0.008 you're offering for the palindrome? Oh, okay. So we're going to start the floor on this one at 0.28. Sorry if I was misspeaking. The other ones were with the zeros in front. But this one being a palindrome, what the owner wanted to do was to list it at 20% below the palindrome floor, and the palindrome floor was like 0.35. So it shocked me, but it's 0.28 for starting bid for negative 29 or 929, negative emoji, and then emoji keycap 929. Anyone wants to start a bid at 0.28, feel free. I think that we're actually just discovering at this moment just how tightly those are being diamond handed. I love seeing it because I'm sitting on a few of them, but at the same time, it's crazy how fast this market moves. Does anybody want to start us off in a bid for this 3-digit Ethmoji palindrome at negative 929? And if not, maybe we could see if, well, I guess Fireball's not with us anymore, so we probably don't want to come down on we can't really come down on the price without talking to him. But in my view, this is good news for all negatives, guys. Let's throw ourselves some emojis. The negatives are holding a real value. We don't want to let them go. Negative emojis especially. And negative 9 is in the house. Negative 9 had some negative hyphen prefix words, negative words that we wanted to include in the auction today. We didn't get around to doing it, but like I said, we're going to be doing this every single day. So it's no big thing. It's no big deal. The most important probably part about this is that we start a culture of daily auctions so that people can see, okay, this is a place I know I can move something here. And initially in a smaller audience, you might not get a bunch of people competing bids, running bids up. You might not have the kind of psychology of scarcity that you would like to have with a huge, well-attended auction in the initial moment. So from that perspective, I think we should really try to share beforehand. So what I'm going to do now is kind of wrap up the space. Been an hour. I'm going to immediately generate the space for tomorrow, and I'm going to share that out on my page. I'm just always be doing these from my page. I'm never going to create some other page called daily auctions or some other crap, at least in the short term. Like, I have no intention of doing that whatsoever. I'm just going to host them from my page every day at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. And in between now and then, if you guys have any domains you want to put up in an auction in this format, just hit me with the domain and your reserve price, and then I will send you a link, and your ENS, and I'll send you a link. I need to have your ENS to generate a link so I can curate your stuff in my galleries. And I want you guys in the meantime also, please, to spend a little bit of time in OnCyber. Curate your own gallery for the first time and get a little bit familiar with what it's like to be in that three-dimensional space. And then once we finish the auction every day, I want to be able to invite everyone who's real close homies, Digivatar, Negative 0, Negative 9, and all the friends, as we start getting to know each other better. Artificial is kind of joining the club. Meownique is joining the club, spending time with us, hanging out with us. I recognize a lot of people in here too. Michael Meta, I've been seeing you and traveling with you a bit, and Eric from Moonbats, and it's just, as we grow together, I want you guys to come, with us as we go from here into the Skull Cave. So at this moment, be like, all right, peace out. We're gonna go and do a quick auction, and generally I would hope to have this more efficient, so I could do like a 30-minute auction and then do the 30-minute private auction. So at this time, I'm just going to shut down the Twitter space, and anybody who's staying on the OnCyber is welcome to join with me through the Skull Cave, and we can check out the Skull Cave together on there. And in fact, I might just even leave it open for right now, since I don't have a specific auction planned and we have kind of small attendance, and I want to give you guys a peek inside the Skull Cave. I don't think I've token gated it just yet. So anyone who wants to jump in, feel free to join. It is? Alright, well, I'm not going to go and undo it then right now, because it'll just take too long. But anyone who wants to jump in there with me, I'm gonna jump in. I'm pushing E next to the Skull Cave door, and it just takes a minute for the portal to open. Boom! I just watched somebody run through it. I've never actually watched somebody... There you go again! Right back out, n0vax.eth. Is that you? Right on. Same. Absolutely. And the cool thing is, like, you can't have one for another. You know, you almost like there's a natural sort of evolution that's happening where people are saying, okay, and I'm in the skull cave right now. This will go on the video too. So if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel and subscribe to that, you'll be able to. Oh, I think maybe my GPU just fried. It's so sad. This setup is just so limited. But yeah, you'll be able to come and chill in here. Congratulations to the buyers. I'm gonna run back through the recording and make sure that I've got all the right prices and everything. I've been taking notes on here, but it's nice to have it recorded just to make sure we got all the decimal places right, and then we'll facilitate those transfers of those 2 domains to the buyers. It's a little bit trickier of a process, so that's part of this that I want to, I don't want to drop the ball here in this critical moment. I actually want to be able to, fortunately, and that's why it's a small group, it's friends, so we can kind of learn this way what worked best and how to do it correctly. But what's been suggested is to go ahead and set the domains for sale on OpenSea with gated to a specific buyer, so the person who bought the domain can pick it up for that price directly from you, as opposed to having to trust each other and do a swap like a true OTC swap. So that's up to you guys how you want to actually do the changing hands of the domains. Since I don't have ownership of the domains, I can't, I can't sell them and transmit them at this moment. Only the ones that are mine. And so that was one, actually, that was mine that got sold to Digi. So that'll be no issue between us. We're friends. So like the technical aspect of that is just, send to him, he sent to me. That's all good. But for other people who don't know each other, which is going to be most of the transactions, presumably, people who aren't really, really well trusted and acquainted with one another, then you're going to want to use a layer of protection to make sure that that's going smoothly. Last thing we want to do is facilitate somebody getting rugged out here and thinking they bought something and sending the money and not getting the domain, or sending the domain and not getting paid. So OpenSea is just the best way that I know of at this moment to be able to say this is for you and you only, and at this price and at this price only, and that's what I think we'll end up doing for the short term. So thank you guys for hanging out. I'm running into the skull cave for a little bit. I'm gonna hang out in there, and anyone wants to come and chill with me, I hope that we can have a kind of a social time, ongoing, like chill out for a little bit after, talk about what worked, just kind of amongst the people who are doing the same stuff. Maybe n0vax wants to run an auction and he has some ideas about how to do it better, how to gate, a certain kind of an auction. I also want to be able to, at this time, take everyone into the Super Grail room as well, because I have a few rooms that I don't really want to show people, even though you could probably just look at my wallet on ENS Vision. You probably see like most of the alpha that I'm talking about there just that way. But as we progress and as I kind of start sorting my bag, I'll probably take a little bit more steps to keep things organized differently, so that you guys would be able to get some value out of the kind of exclusive stuff that we do, the behind closed, the secret vault. Say like, we've got some alpha of, for example, right now, just let you guys know, I'm working on some like first single emoji prefixes, words that precede a single emoji that would give them value. Meta emoji, the emoji. And I think that's a really hot and potentially valuable, subset of single emojis that I'm presently. So that's one of the things that I would, bring people into. And there's others that are really interesting in that same general genre. So that's kind of one thing that's got my attention right now. And then obviously the 2 emoji combo also. So there's a few things that I think that will be useful, and it's going to be changing always. We're going to be like, okay, this is the thing, that's the thing. The market's bought this for that amount, so let's run to the derivatives in this area. It's really about keeping our ears to the ground together, crowdsourcing our alpha, and bringing in buyers. So in the future, if you guys are able to share, retweet, engage the posts, as much as you possibly can, to grow this, and then bring your domains, spend a little time tonight, pick through your bag of domains that you want to let go immediately, that you want to get sold now, today, for a reasonable floor price, for a reasonable reserve price. Establish that reserve price and in a DM to me, and then I'll send you a link so that I can get it up on my wall. You can grant me permission to delegate me to curate your assets in OnCyber, which is like not like not like a security risk from that perspective of like you're not giving me like spend permission on your NFTs. It's like more like on their centralized servers. It's just saying that I can curate your stuff in my space. And that's that, guys. That's about it. So cool. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going into the Skull Cave now. I seriously would love to see you guys in there. Anyone who has a Cyber Crypto Skull, join me in the Skull Cave right now. And if you don't have one, go to OpenSea, type in Cyber Space Crypto Skulls. The floor price is 0.004. I'm going to be hanging on there for about half an hour until 7:30. When my family's coming back from shopping, I asked them to clear out so I could focus and just do the auction with you guys. I had a really good time. I'm really grateful for my friends who came and showed up, and I'm really excited to see everyone here tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. If you guys feel there's a better time, earlier, later, whatever works best for you, I'd love to know. And just help me about how I can improve everything too. So if you guys have suggestions for how to make it better, I'm all ears, and I want to be a resource for anyone who's looking to move not only their ENS but your metaverse land, your your three-dimensional assets. I've got some stuff inside of the Skull Cave I'm about to be showing you guys with augmented reality and music and just some really kind of futuristic stuff. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I've got this scaling up 3D assets so huge in size and everything, and it starts to be a real personalized custom experience when you've been curating a bunch of different kind of assets for a little while, and that's what the Skull Caves start to become. It's really becoming something fun. I've got the golden Tupac Uzi, and that was another thing I wanted to do here, to auction off some of the firearms, the 3D firearms that 3D Gun Shop made, because these are just rad and really high quality procedural or texture mapping. And so yeah, that'll be something that we do in the future as well. We're going to start mixing asset classes. So we'll primarily start off with all this ENS, and then boom, as the metaverse kind of explodes on the scene, we'll be ready to go to auction off all these 3D assets and wearables and metaverse land, anything else that you guys would like to buy or sell. Right on, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to play us out with a little music. A little "I Will Not Comply" by n0vax.eth. Composed this on my little MIDI controller like a year ago, and now I just only play music that's not copyrighted, so I don't get rugged on YouTube. But if you guys have friends who would love to have their music heard, it would be great to have some NFT music that we could play here that is promoting a Web3 artist, like promoting one of us. So hook me up with your friends who are musicians, and we'll start playing their music on our auction. OnCyber. Good night, Artificial. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate you being here, man. Get in my DMs. We'll square up on all these deals. Good night, Digi. Dang, the guy's a machine. That's all he does is excellence. Mile 5, and probably like pixel 5 million. I'd be really curious to know how many pixels Digi's clicked in his life. Thank you, Michael Meta. Thank you to Bullet Club. Thank you to Crypto Vietnam. Thank you, Griffin.fish. Thank you, Meownique. Really, my gratitude to everyone here. It was a really fun time. Great learning experience for me. We're just going to be getting a little better every day. And in a couple months, we'll be flying. A couple weeks, we'll be flying. A couple months, we'll be generating some big sales. Hope you guys are a part of it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and shut down. I've stopped the Twitter Space, and I'm still rocking my screen record. And I want to make sure, and see, I have lost the chat. I was afraid that that would happen when I left the space. So fortunately, I did screen record because I don't, I verbalized the sales. That was another part of it. Is I want to have them verbalized. Ooh, I hear a little bit of pirate music. What is that coming from? So I verbalized the sales and who sold what to who and at what price, so that I can, make sure to follow it up correctly. I mean, because the transaction, the changing of hands, is not going to happen at that moment. So now I got work to do. And if I got work to do every day like that, it's going to be a lot of work, especially the more sales I have. So the transactions need to really be brokered, especially these low dollar transactions. It's like that transaction is going to cost as much gas. It's going to cost as much gas as the sale price. So I'm definitely not gonna. I don't want to set myself up to be, just giving away assets like entirely that do have value. That would be awful. Just like, okay, list it for 0.01 as a wrapped ETH offer or whatever. I don't think that'll work, because then the seller is paying, at least half of that for gas. So anyway, there's just some logistical things and stuff that we're trying to work out, and then pricing. Obviously, you have to have, a pretty good attendance. You have to have a good attendance, otherwise you're going to have that kind of situation where there's just not enough buyers, not enough people casting bids. So it's a real-time auction experience. Requires more people in the on-cyber location. It doesn't even really matter if you have like 20 people on the Twitter space. If you only have like 3 people in the on-cyber, you actually need to have 20, 30 people in the on-cyber, and I think that's when things will start to get interesting. So we just got to grow the numbers, make the domains, and the organization and the process worthy of those numbers. You can't just expect people to show up for something that's kind of, untested. So that's why I'm happy about having secret door. I'm happy about having the learning experience with all my friends and kind of protected environment where the stakes aren't so high, and we just get started. All right. Got the Dundo skull track in there. That one's just so funny. If you climb up here, you can enjoy it. It's a lot of music on this one, actually. All right, well, and so in the future, we're going to bring everyone here. I don't see anyone coming into the Skull Cave. I invited some people over here. I was like, come on into the Skull Cave. I don't see anyone coming here. Maybe they're DMing me on Twitter. I don't know. It's hard to manage everything. So I'm just going to try and just be natural, be, myself, like not try and build it up to be more than it is. It's just a guy trying to slang some ENS. It's just a bunch of friends, trying to slang their ENS to one another. And we know that. We all know that about it. We're all, most of us friends. Most of us already, already know the limitations and the difficulties of some of this stuff. So we're helping each other. I think that's what it really is about. And I would like to be able to have everyone come in here with me after an auction and come chill around at this bar over here. Say, yo, all right, let's talk. How'd it go? What did you guys think? Yeah, I can't believe so-and-so got that for that price. Yeah, me either. That was crazy. I wanted to bid on that, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, not today. All right, whatever. What do you guys want to do tomorrow? What category should we auction tomorrow? You guys want to auction Spanish words tomorrow? Let's do Spanish words. Okay, let's go. Spanish words. Sounds great. That's what I'm going to do. Serious. Spanish words tomorrow. So I invite everyone to join me every day. And the whole point is that I'm not sure if this recipe is right, so I'm trying it. But daily auctions it's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I don't want it to feel like pressure. I want it to be very casual. But I don't think once a week is enough. But now I'm starting to wonder if too often is going to be really limiting on the prices. So I don't want to become like the bargain bin auction where people know that you're not going to sell anything for a reasonable price. I want to actually have, like a auction that commands some serious prices and has a competitive bidding happening. Got to give this more thought, but this was a great trial run. We did have some sales, and we did have a nice little turnout. We keep working on it and get it better and better. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and come back to Meta Historical with n0vax every day now. I'll be looking forward to hanging with you.